Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the big failure that was my autumn TBR. Now, if I say autumn, I mean the last quarter of the year, so October, November and December. I had filmed a TBR for that, which I will link at the end if you want to see it. But it didn't really work out so well because I didn't have the time for reading that I thought I would have. So unfortunately, I did not do very well in those months. But I will quickly just run through the month and tell you how big my TBR was and how many books I've read of this TBR, and then I will talk about the books and which ones got read and which ones didn't, and what I plan on doing with these in the future. So starting out with October. October is usually one of my favorite reading months because I love spooky books, and on my TBR, I had 7 books that I wanted to read in October, and out of these 7, I started 3 and I managed to finish 2. So that wasn't quite so much, but oh well, it just happens. And then for my library TBR, I had 3 books checked out in October, and of these 3, I started and finished 1. So also not that great, but well, sometimes, the time for reading isn't that much. So then going into November, my TBR got a little bit out of hand because I had to transfer some books over from the October TBR because those were like high priority books. So from my TBR in November, I wanted to read 11 books, and out of those 11, I managed to start 2 and actually finish 1. Which again isn't great. I really thought I would get more done, but I didn't. And then I also checked out 2 new books from the library in November, and out of those 2, I did not read any. So yeah, that was kind of a sad month for reading. And then we have December as the last month of the year. And with that one, again, I had some books I had to transfer over just because I hadn't gotten to them and they were my high priority TBR. So I had 6 books on my TBR for December. And out of these 6, I actually started and finished 3. So 50%, which is a little bit better than I did the other month. But again, I had the 2 books checked out from the library in December and I did not read one of them. So 0 TBR books for December. No, like library books for December. So yeah, it really didn't go so well in the last quarter of the year, unfortunately. So a lot of the books you see behind me are still unread. So let's just very quickly go through the books I wanted to read, and I'll let you know which one I actually got around to. So I had one more book left for the 5 authors I wanted to try this year, and that book was Beloved by Toni Morrison, and I actually managed to read this. I also had 1 series left of the 5 series that I wanted to binge read this year, and that was the Diviners series. So we had 4 books in that: The Diviners, Lair of Dreams, Before the Devil Breaks You, and The King of Crows, and I finished all of those in autumn. And then talking about books that were on my actual physical TBR, I only managed to read 2 books in autumn. The first one was Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, quite the behemoth. And then Monstrous Volume 6 by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. So then we have all these lovely books I did not get around to. We have Peril at End House by Agatha Christie, Matters of Choice by Noah Gordon, The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo, Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong, Nonviolent Communication by Marshall B. Rosenberg, the whole collection of the Grimm's fairy tales, Murder on the Prowl by Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown, The 120 Days of Sodom by Marquis de Sade, and then one I don't have here right now is The Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. So that one I have started a couple of times, but I just never get to really read it cover to cover. but oh well. So all of these many books will unfortunately stay on my TBR for 2023. I really thought I would be able to reduce my TBR more, but actually with all the books that I got as gifts and that I've hauled this year, my TBR has actually grown. So that was very sad. It's not by much, but a couple of books or more it is definitely. But I will keep doing these seasonal TBRs for 2023. I think it was really fun to just kind of switch out the books that I have like easy access in my little book cart. And I will also try to only use my library very little, so I try not to get more than 3 books out at a time. And as you've seen with the stats in December, sometimes I have those for a couple of months. So I definitely want to prioritize my actual books. I want to get my TBR down. It's so sad to see books sitting there for a very long time. But if I kind of reflect back on the whole year of doing this, I'm actually quite proud because I got some of the oldest books on my TBR read just because of this system. And I also found that readathons really help for that, especially the magical readathon really motivated me to pick up some of those older books. So yeah, we'll see how it goes next year. For this year, it wasn't really a big success, but yeah, you never know. I will definitely do a reading stats video as well for the whole year, and I already uploaded a video of all the books that I bought last year, so a lot of those will show up on the seasonal TBRs this year, obviously. So if you're interested in that, just go to my channel, you will find it. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. As I said, it was a fail. Autumn really was great. I think the only month that worked really well with this TBR thing was spring. So I hope that that will be the same this year. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it or any nice comment. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye!